Hello to Emanuel Shahaf.
Hello, hello.
What would be the headline of this monthly report?
The chaos continues, and so does the deterioration of the state.
The deterioration of the state.
Yes.
It didn't get to the bottom end yet.
No, we're not at the bottom yet, no.
What about what is happening in the courts of Israel?
Well, the government is actively fighting against the legal system in many areas, and is trying to get rid of the Attorney General. And this is while the court case against Netanyahu has started, and he's using this as a stage to spread libel against the legal system.
From his perspective, he's trying to make his case.
Yeah, but he's not just accused in court, he's also the Prime Minister. And as Prime Minister and the head of the executive, he can't use that against the legal system. He shouldn't use it.
And do you think that looking to the end of the trial, a few months or maybe a few years ahead, who would win?
I really have no idea. I think the way this goes, first of all, it may continue for a very long time. And in the end, they may be, I don't know if the legal system has the stamina to hold up against the Prime Minister under these circumstances.
You think that the legal system at the end would say, well, we are losing, we're not...
Yes, I think the legal system will cave in. Eventually the legal system will cave in. It can't operate in a situation where the executive is completely hell-bent on reducing the legal system to a bystander, and legal systems in the end always give in. It's very difficult for a legal system to work without support from the executive.
And do you think that isn't it what is already happening in the United States when the accusations against the president, Donald Trump, the elected president, are being withdrawn?
Yeah, it's a similar similar symptom. Also in the United States, the legal system is caving in. Although there are some, not everything has stopped. Not all the legal cases against
yet.
Not yet, but it's a bad omen. But in the United States, the Constitution still gives some independence to the legal system, which we don't have here.
And also in Israel, the means of communications, the independent channels.
The media, yeah.
Yes.
They're under attack, under very, very forceful attack by the government, which wants to close public broadcasting and wants to get hold of the rating system for all the media, in order to be able to steer the media into the desired direction, which is of course supporting the government. We've already for several years we don't have a free media. It's going to be even less free.
Israel don't have a free media.
Not according to we're I think in world ranking we are in a very low ranking when it comes to the freedom of the press. So it's not only the government, it's also economical control.
Who do you think Emanuel Shahaf is going to win at the end? The media or the government?
No, the government will. The government will win. The government. I'm not sure they'll be able to close the public broadcasting system. That I'm not sure they'll get through. But the rating, I think they'll be able to. But even though they may be able to harm the public broadcasting, especially when it comes to the news part of it, which is what they want. They don't care about the cultural part. They care about the news production.
What do you think about the situation of the IDF right now?
The IDF is also affected by the general chaos in the country. There's a lack of operational discipline. We've seen quite a few accidents which happen because of lack of discipline, and it's clear that the war crimes which have been reported and demonstrated in several instances now by several organizations and several individuals who are beyond reproach are a result of a lack of discipline, a lack of enforcing the law and enforcing the legal system in the military.
Emanuel Shahaf, when people are saying that when former Minister of Defense, Bogi Ya'alon, is accusing Israel that is committing war crimes in the northern part of Gaza, and that is harming the IDF. He was the head of the IDF. What would you tell them?
No, I think he's right, and it's important that he calls it out, because it's many people know what's going on but don't talk about it. And I know Bulgi personally, and he's definitely somebody who speaks truth to power. And so it's important that his word is heard, in addition to the publications about the war crimes. And this gives the picture that there are war crimes actually going on, and have been going on for quite a while. And the IDF is not, as it sometimes claims, the most moral army in the world. Definitely not in Gaza, and definitely not in 2024.
And academic professors that are blamed, that they're accusing the state of Israel in these kinds of accusations, what would you tell?
No, the professors are in there. They're right. They make an important contribution to our morals stance. Nobody can say that we didn't know.
But they are about to be punished.
Well,
they withdraw from the academic.
If the government wants to go ahead with its legal attempt to harm academia and won't let them talk what they want to say, then that's going to make Israel more of an autocracy than it is already.
There are three signs that were published,
yes,
that after them, the people are being called to say out loud their
yes,
words. What are these signs?
One of them is firing the Attorney General. One of them is firing the head of the Secret Service, head of the Shabak, and one of them is disregarding a decision by the Supreme Court.
Are we close?
Each of them individually is reason enough to go against the government full force. We are very close to this. This can happen any day now. I expect it to happen within the next few weeks.
Wow! Any day.
Any day. Not honoring the Supreme Court is literally can happen any day now, and also firing of the head of the Shabak or the Attorney General. It's being called for every day by ministers in the government. So we're close.
And people that are saying, well, under the Trump new administration, the new state solution can be as part of giving hope, as part of an agreement between Jerusalem and Arabia Saudit. What do you think about the two-state solution? Maybe it's relevant again.
The two-state solution is not relevant. It's not relevant within the Trump proposal from 2020. It's not relevant at all today.
Why?
Because no Israeli politician will take upon himself to cause the trauma of removing between 100 and 150,000 settlers from the West Bank, which is the minimum necessary to effect a two-state solution. There may be some cop-out, some kind of solution which looks like, can be dressed up like a two-state solution, but it won't be a serious alternative. And we're going to have to look at other things.
For the federation is another thing.
The federation is another thing. It doesn't look like it right now. Israeli politicians are oblivious of even though they may know about the alternative, they're not willing to put it on the table.
Why? Because you're meeting politicians in the Knesset, member Knesset. You're giving lectures. What is the exact reason that you think?
The exact reason is that the politicians are afraid that they won't have public support. In order for any political solution to be brought up by politicians, it first has to establish that there's a public support for it. Right now, the public doesn't even know about it, so much less can there be support for it in the public. As long as we are not able to do that with from help from the outside mainly, there's not going to be progress on that solution in Israel.
And if you would reflect the federation solution, would be that there would be any need for two states. It's going to be a one-state solution.
Yeah, it will be a one-state solution with the add-on that Gaza will be a separate Palestinian state, at least for an initial period. So it's a hybrid solution. It's not exactly 2 states and not exactly 1 state. It's 1.5 states.
You know, at the end of all the interviews, the reports, you are looking for one upside, one good news that you would like to reflect.
We have a nice one this time. We've been invited to give lectures to Muslim and evangelistic Christian communities in Dearborn, Michigan, which is a hotbed of activism, mainly Muslim activism, and I'm looking forward to speak to those groups together with my friend, my Palestinian friend, Taysir Abu Saada. We're going to travel to the States in the beginning of January. And
is there a possibility also to meet Jewish people?
We will also continue to do New York and speak to Jewish communities. I'm setting that up now.
And this is going to be holding up in January?
January, yes. January 7th to 16th.
It's amazing. So there is a good news and opening for finding new ideas as part of the new coming book.
Help will only come from the diaspora, both the Jewish diaspora and the Palestinian diaspora, definitely.
Only from outside?
Only from outside.
Identity, the quest for Israel's new, better future. Emanuel Shahaf, I want to thank you so much. People that want to be part of your community, they can find you on
Facebook, Emanuel Shahaf, the Federation Movement, or Identity, the Quest for Israel's Future.
Emanuel Shahaf, thank you very much.
Thank you.